Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. Do you ever feel like your life is stuck, like your efforts bring little return? What if I told you that the shortest surah in the Quran holds the secret to unlocking immense barakah in your time, wealth, and peace? In this video, we're diving deep into Surah Al-Kawthar, its hidden power, the best times to recite it, and the way to say it so your heart truly connects. Say it this way, with this mindset, and watch the blessings of Allah overflow into every part of your life. 1. Surah Al-Kawthar is the shortest surah in the Quran, yet it carries immense spiritual and practical power. Surah Al-Kawthar is remarkable not only for its brevity but for the vast depth it holds. Composed of just 3 short verses, it is the shortest chapter in the entire Quran. However, this conciseness is not a sign of limited meaning. Rather, it reflects the Quran's miraculous nature, where even a few words can encompass profound, layered wisdom and spiritual insight. The surah was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ during a time of emotional difficulty, when he was facing personal loss and public mockery. Despite this, Allah sent down Surah Al-Kawthar as a powerful reminder that divine favor outweighs worldly trials. It begins with the declaration that Allah has granted the Prophet, Al-Kawthar, a word that scholars say refers to abundant good, including a river in paradise, as well as blessings in this life and the next. What makes Surah Al-Kawthar so powerful is not just its meaning, but its spiritual weight. When recited with faith, it serves as a reminder of Allah's mercy, His ability to turn sorrow into abundance, and His promise that goodness always follows hardship. This gives the believer a sense of deep reassurance and trust in divine wisdom. Furthermore, the surah reinforces the idea that quality outweighs quantity. While other chapters may be longer, this brief surah holds the potential to unlock barakah, blessings, when recited with sincerity. It teaches that no verse in the Quran is minor, each carries spiritual energy that can transform a believer's heart and life. Surah Al-Kawthar may be short in form, but its power is truly immense. 2. Al-Kawthar symbolizes abundant goodness, including a river in paradise and divine blessings in this world. The word, Al-Kawthar, comes from the Arabic root kathara, which means abundance or plenty. In this context, it refers to a vast, overflowing amount of goodness granted by Allah to His beloved Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. This gift is both spiritual and material, encompassing the seen and unseen, the worldly and the eternal. According to authentic hadith, one of the most beautiful meanings of Al-Kawthar is a special river in Jannah paradise. The Prophet ﷺ described it as whiter than milk, sweeter than honey, and more fragrant than musk. Its banks are lined with domes of hollow pearls, and its water quenches the thirst of the righteous on the day of judgment. Just this one meaning alone reflects a blessing of unimaginable reward. But the meaning of Al-Kawthar is not limited to the hereafter. It also includes abundant blessings in this worldly life, such as peace, contentment, guidance, and honor. Despite the trials the Prophet ﷺ endured, Allah granted him lasting spiritual influence, love in the hearts of billions, and a legacy that no one can erase. These are signs of Al-Kawthar in action. For us today, Al-Kawthar serves as a reminder that Allah's blessings are not always measured in material terms. It represents the overflowing mercy that Allah can send into our lives, whether through ease after hardship, guidance in confusion, or peace amidst chaos. When we reflect on this surah, we are reminded to look beyond surface difficulties and recognize the deeper, lasting forms of barakah that only Allah can provide. So, Al-Kawthar isn't just a river, it's a symbol of Allah's infinite generosity, available to those who remain faithful and grateful. 3. Reciting Surah Al-Kawthar with sincerity and reflection can attract barakah, blessings, into your life. The Quran is a source of divine light, and every surah has the power to impact the heart and life of the believer, if it's recited with sincerity. Surah Al-Kawthar, though brief, carries a spiritual depth that can bring barakah into one's daily existence when recited mindfully and with a heart open to Allah. Barakah is not just material increase, it is divine multiplication of goodness, where little becomes enough, and enough becomes abundance. This hidden blessing appears in time, health, relationships, wealth, and even emotional peace. And when a believer recites Surah Al-Kawthar with true faith and trust in Allah, they are inviting this type of barakah into their life. It's not about how many times you recite it, but how deeply you connect with its meaning. A single, heartfelt recitation can be more powerful than countless repetitions said mindlessly. Reflecting on Allah's generosity while reading it allows the heart to open up to receiving His mercy. As Allah mentions in the Qur'an, indeed, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest. Surah Ar-Ra'd 13:28. Many believers report seeing shifts in their lives when they begin to regularly recite Surah Al-Kawthar with full presence and devotion. Some notice ease in difficult tasks, unexpected provision, or renewed inner calm. These are subtle signs of barakah that stem from deep spiritual alignment with Allah's words. Ultimately, the one who recites this surah with sincerity is reminding their soul of Allah's boundless generosity. That remembrance alone is a form of blessing, one that purifies the heart and brings goodness into every corner of one's life. 4. It is especially powerful when recited in sujood prostration or after Fajr dawn prayer. The timing and context of our worship can deeply enhance its spiritual impact. Among the most powerful times to recite Surah Al-Kawthar is in sujood prostration and after the Fajr prayer. These moments are not only sacred but also spiritually charged, allowing the soul to connect with Allah in profound ways. Sujood is the closest position a servant can be to their Lord. The Prophet ﷺ said, "The nearest a slave comes to his Lord is when he is prostrating, so increase supplication in it." Muslim, when you recite or reflect upon Surah Al-Kawthar in this humble state, your heart is already softened, your ego lowered, and your soul open to receiving divine mercy. It is a moment of surrender, perfect for seeking barakah and aligning yourself with Allah's will. The time after Fajr also holds a unique spiritual calm. The Prophet ﷺ made special dua for barakah in the morning hours for his ummah. This early time, just after rising from rest, symbolizes clarity, new beginnings, and readiness to receive. Reciting Surah Al-Kawthar after Fajr allows its message of abundance to spiritually shape your day. It prepares your heart to expect Allah's favors, to move through your day with gratitude, and to attract unseen blessings through trust and remembrance. These two moments, sujood and after Fajr, carry the kind of spiritual weight that amplifies whatever is recited during them. When Surah Al-Kawthar is recited with intentionality in these times, the heart becomes more receptive, the mind more focused, and the soul more connected to the meaning of divine abundance. Choosing these moments isn't about ritual, it's about maximizing your closeness to Allah when your heart is most present. 5. Emphasis on reciting slowly, mindfully, and with belief, not just by tongue but by heart. In the Qur'an, Allah reminds us repeatedly to reflect upon His words, not just to recite them quickly or without understanding. When it comes to Surah Al-Kawthar, this principle becomes especially important. Though the surah is short and easy to memorize, the real power lies in how it's recited, with awareness, depth, and sincere belief. Reciting slowly allows each word to sink into the heart. Instead of rushing through the verses, take a pause between them. Let your tongue pronounce every letter clearly, and let your mind contemplate what you're saying. When you say, Ina Adanaka Al-Kawthar, think about the limitless gifts of Allah. When you say, Fasili li Rabbika Wanhar, reflect on offering sincere prayer and sacrifice. And when you say, Ina Shaniaka Huwa Al-Abtar, remember that those who oppose truth are cut off from true success. This kind of mindful recitation transforms the surah from a habit into a moment of connection. You're no longer just repeating verses, you're speaking to your Creator, absorbing His words, and aligning your heart with His promise. Moreover, belief is the foundation. Without belief, even 1,000 recitations will feel empty. But when the heart is convinced that Allah's words carry healing, mercy, and blessings, even a single recitation becomes a source of strength and transformation. As the Prophet ﷺ said, actions are judged by intentions. So when you recite Surah Al-Kawthar with the niyyah intention to seek barakah, peace, or guidance, your recitation takes on a purpose greater than words. In short, slow, mindful, and heartfelt recitation is the key to unlocking the hidden treasures of Surah Al-Kawthar. The more sincere you are, the more deeply its blessings can reach into your life. 6. Consistent recitation can bring barakah in wealth, peace, time, health, and family. Barakah is one of the most beautiful and mysterious blessings Allah can give. It's not just about quantity, but about quality with divine presence, where things last longer, feel more fulfilling, and bring deeper joy. One of the ways believers can attract barakah into their lives is through consistent recitation of Surah Al-Kawthar. When you make this surah a part of your daily routine, whether after salah, before sleeping, or during quiet moments, it becomes a means through which your heart constantly turns to Allah. This regular remembrance and reliance on Him is what opens the doors to barakah. Allah blesses the time of the one who remembers Him, expands the sustenance of the one who is grateful, and protects the family of the one who puts Him first. People who recite Surah Al-Kawthar consistently often witness ease in matters they once found difficult. Whether it's financial stability, peaceful relationships, good health, or unexpected opportunities, these are all forms of barakah that appear gradually, sometimes quietly, but with lasting impact. One of the powerful aspects of this practice is that it shifts the believer's mindset from worry to tawakkul, trust in Allah. This spiritual grounding leads to a more peaceful heart and clearer decision-making, which further invites success and harmony into all areas of life. Barakah in family means deeper love and unity. Barakah in time means getting more done with less stress. Barakah in wealth doesn't necessarily mean richness, but that what you have feels sufficient and even brings joy to others. In short, when Surah Al-Kawthar becomes part of your daily worship, you are not just reciting a few verses, you're inviting Allah's mercy into every area of your life, trusting Him to fill it with light and unseen blessings. 7. Surah Al-Kawthar serves as a reminder of Allah's gifts and favor, especially in times of hardship. Surah Al-Kawthar was revealed during a moment of emotional pain in the life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He had recently lost his beloved son, and his enemies began mocking him, calling him Abtar, meaning cut off, implying that his legacy would end. At this low point, Allah sent down this surah as a direct response, not only to comfort the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam but to remind him of the immense favor Allah had already granted him. This moment in history teaches us that Surah Al-Kawthar is more than a declaration of blessings, it's a divine reassurance in times of grief and struggle. When we go through moments of loss, rejection, or emotional difficulty, it's easy to feel forgotten or unloved. But this surah brings us back to a powerful truth. Allah never abandons His servants, and His blessings may be hidden within trials. The phrase, "Indeed, we have granted you Al-Kawthar," is not limited to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam alone. It serves as a reminder to all believers that Allah's generosity is vast and continuous, even if the world around them seems dark. When recited during hardship, Surah Al-Kawthar becomes a source of healing. It shifts the focus from pain to gratitude, from scarcity to divine abundance. Furthermore, the last verse, "Indeed, your enemy is the one cut off," is a powerful message. It is not the believer who is abandoned, but those who turn away from truth who are truly at a loss. This reverses the narrative of defeat and restores dignity and strength to the believer's heart. In essence, Surah Al-Kawthar reminds us that even in our lowest moments, Allah's favors still surround us, and what He has planned for us is far greater than anything we've lost. May Allah fill your life with the blessings of Al-Kawthar, in your health, wealth, and heart. Recite it daily with belief, and you'll witness barakah in ways you never imagined. If this touched your soul, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Profound Deen for more heart-softening reminders. Comment below. Ya Allah, grant me from the blessings of Al-Kawthar. Jazakallah khair for watching, and may your life overflow with divine abundance.